Imagine you're out there, giving your all, chasing her attention, trying to be the perfect man. But no matter how much you give, she seems to slip through your fingers. You start doubting yourself, questioning your worth. Does this sound familiar? Welcome to the reality where most men get it wrong, not because they're not good enough, but because they forget one key thing: their own worth. Today, I'm here to shatter those misconceptions and break down 9 things every man should never do with a woman, not because it's manipulative, but because it's about maintaining your self-respect and your power. Let's face it, the dating game isn't a level playing field. While you're out here playing checkers with your heart wide open, she's playing chess, and she's always 5 steps ahead. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. Today, we'll teach you how to stop giving your power away, reclaim, control, and start getting the respect and desire you truly deserve. In this video, I'm going to challenge everything you've been taught about dating and relationships. Some of it might make you uncomfortable, but that's good. Comfort is where weak men get stuck. We're going to break that cycle. If you're ready to take control of your life, your relationships, and your future, then stick around. Let's get into it. 1. Stop apologizing for being a man. One of the biggest mistakes men make today is constantly apologizing for their masculinity. You've probably heard it, "You shouldn't be so direct," or "You need to soften up a little." Here's the truth, you should never apologize for being a man. If you're direct, don't soften your approach to please her. If you want to lead, don't shrink yourself. When you apologize for who you are, she senses it. She may smile, nod, and pretend it's fine, but deep down, she's losing respect for you. Here's what you need to do. Own your presence. Own your decisions. If you suggest a place for a date and she doesn't like it, don't start apologizing or backpedaling. Simply stay calm, hold eye contact, and say, "Noted, let's enjoy this one." The next time you pick again, no groveling, no insecurity, just grounded confidence. This teaches her respect for your strength, and she'll start respecting you more than if you constantly apologized for it. 2. Don't let her lead the relationship. Here's where many men mess up. They hand over the reins to the woman, thinking it's a way to be nice or equal, but what they're really doing is weakening their position. A relationship isn't a democracy, it needs direction. If you let her lead, you're essentially setting her up to feel burdened by the emotional weight of making all the decisions. She doesn't want that. Deep down, she wants you to lead because it makes her feel safe. So here's what you do. Be decisive. Be clear about where things are going. Women want to feel your energy, your purpose. Don't wait for her to tell you what the next step is. If you're unsure about the direction, she starts to feel like the one who's in charge, and the attraction fizzles. Remember, strong men lead, and when you do, she'll follow. 3. Never beg for her time or attention. Men often make the mistake of chasing a woman's attention, thinking that by being available and showing persistence, they'll earn her affection. Here's the cold truth. The more you chase, the more she pulls away. Why? Because desperation is the least attractive trait a man can have. Women are drawn to men who are already fulfilled, who have a life and purpose outside of them. So when you start rearranging your schedule to accommodate her, checking if she saw your message, or constantly waiting for her attention, you're handing over your power. What you need to understand: you don't chase attention, you attract it. Keep focusing on your goals, your growth, and your peace. When you stop chasing, you'll realize that the respect and attention you crave come naturally. 4. Don't tolerate disrespect, even once. Here's the thing, respect isn't a maybe, it's a must. The moment you allow disrespect, whether it's a sarcastic comment, a subtle insult, or any boundary-pushing behavior, you teach her that it's okay to treat you that way. And once she knows she can disrespect you, it only escalates. What do you do in these moments? You don't tolerate it, not even once. If she mocks your ambition, puts you down, or undermines your efforts, you speak up, address it, walk away. If necessary, disrespect should never be tolerated because once it sets in, it eats away at the core of your self-respect. Tip: avoid oversharing your emotions. Being in touch with your emotions is one thing, but oversharing them with a woman too soon is another. Emotional vulnerability is attractive when it's controlled, but when you unload all your problems on her, it creates a burden she doesn't want to carry. Women want to see your stability. They want to feel grounded in your presence. If you're constantly venting about everything that goes wrong in your life, you're shifting from being her man to being her emotional project. Here's the difference. Vulnerability is sharing when it's necessary, not when you feel overwhelmed. Instead of unloading every stress you're facing, try saying, "I've been dealing with a lot lately, but I've got it handled." You show strength while still letting her in. That's the balance. 6. Stop trying to fix her problems. You're wired to fix things. It's in your DNA, but here's the thing. When she comes to you with a problem, sometimes she doesn't want a solution. She wants a listener. When you constantly jump into fixer mode, you're taking on emotional responsibility that isn't yours to carry. What should you do instead? Be present, just listen. Let her talk and process. Your job is to hold space for her to figure it out on her own. When you try to fix everything, you end up taking on the role of the rescuer, and that's not what a healthy relationship looks like. Let her handle her own problems. You're not her therapist, you're her partner. 7. Never compete for her love. The moment you start competing for her love, you've already lost your self-respect. You should never have to earn her affection by jumping through hoops. Love isn't a contest. It's a connection based on mutual respect and attraction. What's the real key? A man who knows his worth doesn't chase affection. He attracts it. He stands in his value and never doubts it. If you're constantly fighting for her attention, you're undervaluing yourself. Stop competing. Start loving yourself first. When you do that, everything changes. She'll start thinking about how to keep you, not the other way around. 8. Don't be afraid to walk away. One of the most powerful things you can do as a man is to walk away when necessary. If she's not respecting you, not adding value to your life, or simply not meeting you halfway, it's okay to walk away. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about preserving your self-worth. When you stand firm in your value and walk away from what doesn't serve you, you elevate yourself and your boundaries. This sends a clear message. I will not settle for less than I deserve. 9. Stop being the nice guy who does too much. Being kind isn't the problem, but when you're overly agreeable just to avoid conflict, you're robbing yourself of respect. Women don't respect men who bend over backwards to please them. Be a man who stands firm, who says no when necessary, and who doesn't apologize for it. That's the man who earns her respect. Conclusion. No one wants to hear this, but it's the truth. Most men are rejected not because they're not good enough, but because they've forgotten how to be men. Stop apologizing for your masculinity. Stop competing for love. Stop letting her lead. Lead your life. Lead the relationship. Stop giving away your power and own your presence. If this hit home for you, I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you've been tolerating for too long? What are you ready to change? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be there to respond and help you start reclaiming your power.